Alright, well, it's been a productive Saturday. As you can see, got some epoxy on it. I coated all of the tail panel, and yes, that is failure. That is me coating it on way too thick, and I'll explain it in a second, but and of course, lots of runs here. I'll explain that in a second too. And the inside is gray, I know. And of course under here too. Alright, so, oh yeah, and then these are the rear corner window track pieces and mounting brackets and trunk hinges. Yeah, see where I didn't quite coat that one all the way. Figures. Always notice it after I've already cleaned the gun. Anyways, so these Ching Chong Bing Bong spray guns I got off Amazon. They're alright. This lid, sucks. I needed to tape it on. That fell off. Luckily it didn't hit paint when it did. But it landed on the ground, so I couldn't put it back on. So if I ever use these again, I'll put some tape on the top of them just to make sure they don't lose the lid. It helps just for a little splash if you tip the gun back and forth and the paint sloshes. It doesn't spill out everywhere. Anyways, so the trunk is gray because I have gray epoxy and black epoxy from SPI, I believe. Southern Polyurethane Incorporated, something like that. Make some good shit. It's this shit. Yeah, Southern Polyurethanes. So anyways, I had gray left over from before. I'm probably gonna roll black epoxy on the car for a while before I paint it. So I wanted to do the exterior just to keep it all black, just to have lots of black coating layers. Granted, my Bondo is going to be gold or whatever, but for now it'll at least match. So I have gray left over though from before, because originally I was just going to use gray as kind of a mix match color, I guess, so to speak. The base was going to be gray, so I knew if I hit gray, I was getting close to the bottom. But so I figured I'd use the gray on the interior sections that don't really matter. It's going to end up getting coated with black again, I'm sure, anyways. But that's why it's two-toned. So back to this. So this gun, granted, you should probably tear all your guns down when you get a new one and clean them thoroughly with acetone or thinner or whatever to get any preservatives, oils, and whatnot out. This had a ton in it. Like they filled this thing with WD or whatever kind of oil or what was in it. It was filled. So it took a while to get it cleaned out. So secondly, I didn't have a little piece of cardboard. Granted, I mean, there's some up there, but they're covered in dust and I didn't clean all that stuff off. But I didn't have anything to test spray on. So my needle adjustment or my flow adjustment was wide open. So this cup was filled to like here when I started. That trunk area and those brackets, the trunk hinges were gray too before I sprayed over with black. They, I blew through this whole cup in no time. It was just flowing out like crazy. So there's runs in the trunk too. So sure enough, I switched over to the Harbor Freight gun to use this DE cup, these little dealios, D cups, whatever, these little collapsibles that's in the trash here. It allows you to spray upside down essentially. I figured I'd need that for doing inside the wheel wells there. And this little adapter doesn't fit the Ching Chong Bing Bong Amazon ones. So I hooked up the Harbor Freight one. Swapped this. Sure enough, made the same damn mistake. Didn't adjust the flow needle. So there's runs everywhere. The runs up on the sail panel on the other side were on purpose, sort of. I wanted to spray it pretty thick so it got down in the gap and in the welds and sealed well. And then this back here was just because I was just spraying the shit out of it and just running over it, and didn't do a thin skim coat and come back over a second time. All this is gonna get sanded down and bondoed and painted again, so I don't really care. This, I'll probably get that Eastwood like internal frame wand, that little extension hose dealio that you feed down rockers and whatnot. I'll probably fish it inside of here to coat all the inside of that. I'll probably feed it inside of these to coat the inside of those. Yeah, I might feed it down in this and just coat the shit out of inside of there with rust encapsulator probably. Just something to coat inside of there. Maybe some of that internal or that zero, what is it, not zero rust. What is this shit called? No. Heavy duty anti-rust, that's it. It's like a thick gelatin-like coating that doesn't really harden. I'll probably fill it in all these little cubbies, like down in there, along that seam. Anywhere where it's an area for moisture to build up. I'm not gonna be able to, fill that all in seam sealer. I don't know if people normally take a caulk gun and seam seal inside of that gap or not. To me, I don't think you'll be able to get it all, so I don't know if I should do any of it. I don't know. I don't know if they seam seal down the bottom of this too. Probably. I don't know. I gotta read up and find out what all gets seam sealed. I know weld seams like this and whatnot, and things of that sort get seam sealed, but obviously this I didn't epoxy, but I'll probably just fill that with that zero rust and then the heavy duty anti-rust shit, and then maybe go back behind it and seam seal. I don't know. I know all these little flanges and lips and whatnot from the floor, where that floor pan overlaps, and these obviously they already been seam sealed, but any of this, all this will get seam sealed, I know. Even though it's welded, I'm gonna go over it with them, cut a seam seal just to make sure it's sealed up tight. And then epoxy is on there, heavy. I also sprayed the shit out of these welds. And yes, it's black on the front, half gray on the back on the tubs. Because like I said, this trunk's gonna end up being black anyways. But I ran out of gray, like I said, in here before I could move up to the front and get the welds. And that's why you also have a gray inner lip and black on the outer lip. But the important part is I got epoxy on the car, and it's a durable coating now. Everywhere that was a blended weld and bare metal is now coated. It'll end up getting prettied up later when I repaint it and sand it and bondo it and so on. And I didn't show it, but obviously these got welded and blended. And I can't show it, but the trunk fits up nicely other than this piece, which I'll still have to do something with. I've still got to raise this. I don't know if you can see the lip, but I talked about it in another video. It's not the same height. So I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with this. I'm thinking I'm gonna hold off messing with this for now. I kinda wanna get the car up on a rotisserie and take care of the underside stuff first. Well, that's where I'm at. And I've been out here since noon and it's 6:30. So I'm tired. Going in, eating, relaxing. Thanks for watching, guys.